Welcome to Overtime, the podcast. Overtime is a podcast dedicated to all things watches, particularly in the microbrand and affordable range. I'm Praka, and this is my co-host, Justin.
We are two watch enthusiasts based out of Perth, Western Australia. Join us as we discuss our thoughts on new releases, share our personal experiences, and offer our insights on building a collection.
Whether you're a seasoned enthusiast or just starting your journey, Overtime will keep you entertained with informative insights and casual conversations.
Let's get started.
So Justin, how you going, mate?
Hey man, I am pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. I was just, fumbling start to recording today because it's been a while since we've recorded. Feels like forever. How long has it been?
It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
actually, more. 3 weeks. You're right. It's been a quick 3 weeks. The school holidays was sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
So that 2 weeks disappeared for myself, but you were away for other reasons.
That's right. Yep, I've been away for work and just taken up all my free time that I spend looking at watches. So upsetting.
I think you squished in some looking while you're over there, right?
I did. Yeah. I'll go into that. I guess I'll go into that now. No, I did. Yeah, saw some pretty cool stuff. But I think we've got a lot to cover in today's episode. So I guess before we get on with today's episode, let's crack on. What do you got on today?
For my Thursday, I went for the Turtle. So Seiko Turtle PADI Diver. Just an average work day for me, but end up going for a bit of a little fish this afternoon with the kids.
Nice.
While the sun's setting a lot later over here in sunny Perth this week. Well, actually not so sunny. We had like a random sprinkle of rain this afternoon, which I hung washing out about 20 minutes before I left home. So of course it had to happen. But,
always like that, isn't it?
Yeah, just went down the river, threw it out. My son's got a bit of an interest in fishing at the moment.
Oh yeah.
So which I'm all for. Hopefully we'll get him on a boat soon.
Nice.
But yeah, it was a nice afternoon. Caught a little flathead and a couple of little brim.
Nice.
And he was a happy camper and came home. But
sweet.
What about yourself? What are you wearing today?
Oh, I have the Oris Diver 65 on today.
Beautiful.
Yep. What more can I say? Just awesome watch, wears beautifully. Since I've been away, I didn't really take a lot of watches with me. So now I'm back. I'm really looking forward to rotating.
Fix the FOMO of your own collection.
That's it. I was like, No, but to be honest, I wore my Christopher Ward Sealander GMT, and yeah, I really enjoyed wearing it. To be honest, like if you told me right now that I have to wear one watch for the next year or something, I would be like, yeah, fine, I'll do that with that.
Yeah. What a great choice. And I guess when I've gone away for work, it's mainly like from a Monday to Friday night type thing. Leave early on a Monday morning, return Friday night, and I usually only take one. And I do find you kind of find a newfound appreciation or newfound niggles with watches when you spend 5 days in a row, and some of my work might entail going up towers to walking tracks and a lot of full driving back then. And you really figure out what you do like and don't like for different reasons.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely knew that I wasn't a great fan of not having hand winding on my SKX 11. I was like, because I wasn't wearing it as much, but whatever.
You can forgive it. It's beautiful.
Exactly. such an awesome orange style. All right.
Definitely.
Well, let's crack on with today's episode. Today's episode is a new release episode. Couple of special ones to talk about today for sure. Couple of outliers as well. Some micro sprinkled in there, some big brands sprinkled in there, some new brands sprinkled in there. So
cool stuff.
It's a lot. So I guess let's crack on with the first one. It's a micro brand. It's called Lima. And Lima's newest release, which is called the Chrono Sprinter. So now this is a chronograph with it's a Mecha Quartz chronograph, VK64 Mecha Quartz chronograph. But it's super unique. It's not
very unique.
like not like many of the VK64 chronographs that you see. It's got a square slash circle case. Is that what you call it?
It's very sharp, but at the same time very round. Yeah, like you said, I don't know if on the website there is a case
diameter, yep,
description or anything. There is a diameter, but I'm not sure what you would actually refer to this as.
It's called a squircle.
It's actually called a squircle,
according to them. Yep.
Okay.
They're calling it a squircle.
Interesting.
I think it's actually pretty cool, and very unique. Like that's one of the things we love about Microbrands. They like to experiment. They can, because they normally do small batch stuff, and there's a lot to like about this watch. I think it's got your classic pushers. Obviously it's the sweeping chrono hand. The dial, what do you call it? The brand name is on the 530.
It's such a weird watch to try and describe. Like when you sent me this link, and I really enjoy the idea of it.
Yeah,
and I get it, but at the same time, like there's so much that bugs me about this watch. The crown for a start. Like the set, like it's summer over here. You get sweaty hands. I don't know how you're operating that crown. I mean, it's push pull, but it's pretty. It looks pretty smooth.
Yes.
I'm all for the red and gold pusher. I kind of wish the gold pusher matched the hands.
Yellow hands.
Yeah, that's a huge opportunity missed, in my opinion. Yeah. I hate the date window with a passion.
The 6 in the circle. You don't like
the oval?
Yeah, I guess
it really. It just doesn't gel. Like I do enjoy this watch.
It's a squircle date window.
It's meant to be quirky. This is the thing. Like I've got nothing against it, but it's meant to be quirky. The weirdest part about this watch for me is the logo. Not only the placement, I get the placement too, but it looks like the yellow ribbon for Cancer Foundation there in the L. And it's not. I don't think it's listed anywhere. I did have a look, but I don't know if that's just an Australian thing or a worldwide thing. That's all I see. Yes. I'm looking at this. I'm like, it should be like an affiliate to something there, but it's not. But it's not a riff on the watch or anything negative. But that's immediately where my mind goes. Is like that's a like Cancer Foundation watch.
Yeah. No, I mean it's it's definitely got its very quirky, unique design choices. Like at a glance, I can sort of see when you're comparing another chronograph to this. There's not much out there. Maybe like a Studio Underdog, but Studio Underdog really plays with colors and texture on the dial, as opposed to the actual case shape being different and all that.
Yeah, and I think Studio Underdog's a lot more refined like with their quirkiness. Like this is obviously in your face quirky, and that's what they're going for. Whereas in Studio Underdog's quirky with their own kind of they've got their own lane that they kind of stick in.
Yeah, so this is apparently a design choice. So there was a guy called a German designer called Dieter Rams, and he was actually in the, what do you call it, Bauhaus sort of space.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think he also used to work for Braun, which is like a Braun. So Braun also did watches, by the way. FYI, I don't know if you knew or not.
No, I didn't.
So he was a designer, and a lot of the stuff he designed, I don't know if you can have a quick look. You can sort of see where things are coming from. It's very random, but so he's got a set of design principles, and it's very unique. I'm going to show you. I'm going to send you this link, and I'll keep talking while you have a look, so I can sort of see where this is coming from, and it doesn't really surprise me that there is some sort of inspiration behind it, because the brand owner and I guess the designer, his name is Herman Tantriadi. So he's an Indonesian, I believe he's Indonesian. And he is he's a graphic and multimedia designer. So, he's a designer. So you can see some sort of unique design choices. So maybe this came as a design first more than a, how do you say it, like, made for watches.
No, you can definitely see the link to these Brauns. Looking at the Brauns, I kind of look at it, they look a bit like that Mundane the train timer brand, whatever they are.
Mondane, yeah. So yeah,
Mundane.
yeah,
See a bit of that in there. But
yeah,
these brawn is they're actually kind of cool.
yeah. So
I like these.
Mondane is also, I think, another. All the design is that sort of Bauhaus
Yeah.
principle. So yeah, I think this is I don't know if I'd ever wear one, but I think it's a very unique and a bit of a conversation starter. And also, what is a big conversation starter to me is the price. I mean, it's
Yeah.
260 US dollars for a VK64. You know, it's a Mecha Quartz. It's you know, double dome crystal. It's not sapphire, but it is mineral. So he's going for that sort of vintagey flair. I think
It's unique.
it's
You get
super
something very unique
exactly.
for that price.
Yeah, and you don't. It's not very often you can get something unique for 260 US dollars. You
No.
know, and I mean, again, I'd hate to keep comparing it to Studio Underdog, but you know, Studio Underdog, I think this very, you know, it's a unique chronograph as well. Obviously, it's a different movement. It's a mechanical movement. It's a seagull movement, but it's not cheap. You know,
No, not at
yeah,
all.
you're comparing the two. It's yeah, it's definitely not cheap. I'm on the fly trying to find out the price of a Studio Underdog chrono by Compacts. I think it retails for about 500
So you look at around double the price.
500 US dollars is about double the price. Yeah. So, yeah, look, it's still, you know, they're both their own lanes. I just thought Studio Underdog because it's fun and it's a bit quirky. And this reminded me of a fun, quirky thing. So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, cool.
Oh,
Well,
very cool.
you can, if any one of our listeners wants to check it out, obviously we'll have the link in the description. We'll also, you can buy it direct from their website. I think they have quite a bit in stock left as well. It actually says, so if you're looking at the blue, it says it's got 42 in stock. You know, they got the black dial, the white dial. I don't know. What's your pick of the bunch?
I think the black would be my pick.
Okay.
Black dial. I think it's a black fixed bezel there.
Yeah.
And I think black and yellow is a great contrast. Even black
good.
and red, there's a hint there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, black and yellow always works.
Yep. So just looking at the stock levels, 33 for black, 42 for blue, and only 4 left for white. So obviously white was the winner.
That's
and
the
I
one.
think white and red looks really cool. Kind of reminds me of the colors of I don't know what it reminds me of.
It reminds me of Nassery
Yes.
space field. I don't know if it's the Moonwatch, the mission to Mars that gives me that kind of flick back to. But even the blue and red there kind of looks a bit Nassery and space-ish, whereas the black and yellow kind of gives me a bit of race vibes. Or who was that? Wiz Khalifa. I think we've spoken about Wiz Khalifa and black and yellow on here before.
Probably.
I
think probably. Okay, cool. Well, let's get on with the second watch. What do we got?
Perfect. Sweet. Well, this one here definitely caught my attention upon release, and it is the Citizen 365. And we're going to continue into Citizen's giant reference numbers, LEBN 101005E. So out of the bunch, this was my pick, and I think it is very unique. You can kind of it's a Citizen. It's very in Citizen's kind of design language, but I think it's a bit of a mock-up of or a kind of love child of a few different things that Citizen do, because I think Citizen have that kind of real dress watchy side all the way through to their very nod to vintage design, and they're very modern divers and dress watches as well. And I think it's a bit of a combination of all, but
yeah, I think I like the other color variant than the one that we're looking at. I think that the one we're looking at is the sort of the black dial with the gold hands and the red.
Yep.
I think all the colors look cool, but in that sort of leather strap, I'm not really a fan. I reckon a nice bracelet, like a vintage type bracelet, will look good on it. And in fact, their other dial variants have that bracelet on it. But I think just looking, I guess not aesthetically, but looking at the specs, because it's what I do, I guess, keep looking at specs. Just looking at the movement, it's the whole 365 thing is because it's the new EcoDrive 365 movement, and it's awesome. So EcoDrive, as we know, is solar and charge by sun, light, and then you can go for days and days, months. So this new one full year, it will keep running with one charge.
Crazy. I feel like this is what Citizen was kind of not lacking as such, but I feel like this kind of puts them above that level in that kind of solar watch space.
100%.
It really puts him being front runners, really.
I always feel like Citizen / Seiko are the front runners in solar watches. I reckon Citizen number one with the Eco Drive, and then sort of Seiko, and then all the others. To be honest, you can't really compare. They just got solar down packed, and it is quite big. It's 42.5 mil case, but it looks compact, the lug to lug. What is the lug to lug on this
I'm
thing?
getting like real vintage vibes, but at the same time extremely modern, contemporary. I feel real conflicted about this whole watch. So for we haven't really explained it yet either. So
no,
this exact variant is a stainless steel case, and then it's got a gold chapter ring, handset, and indices, kind of coming out of the chapter ring. We've also got at the 12, 3, 6, and 9, a red gemstone. And then behind it all, an aventurine dial. There's so much going on here, but it really, really works, in my opinion.
And it's actually rubies. So the lab
they are rubies.
Yep. So they're 4 lab-grown rubies. So
cool.
And I guess that's why it's a limited edition. It's only 1,200 pieces around the world. It's got all the good specs: sapphire, anti-reflective coating. I guess you would expect that with the price. So,
1,400 with Starbuy, 1,400 Aussie. So not cheap, but also not a huge stretch for what you get here, I think. When you consider, the depth and the uniqueness to this watch, the rubies, like you said. Aventurine dial is starting to become more prevalent in the space. But I think this may be Citizen's first attempt at it. I did have a look and didn't find too much else. I found some weird rendering images that weren't from Citizen's website. But
they may have done it in the past.
Home run.
Yeah, definitely not in a modern sense. And if our listeners want to not pay it that much for it and just get a less in your face version, the standard sort of silver case with the black dial, or the sort of gunmetal case, is $799 and $850 in Starbuy.
The $799 stainless steel one is, I think it's really nice. I think taking away the gold and the rubies, even though I like that whole style, I think it's simplification of the watch, and then having it all kind of be in one lane with stainless steel, handset, chapter ring, and then again it kind of works with the logo and Eco Drive placement. It's all kind of one colorway. It looks a lot nicer, a lot neater, and it makes that aventurine really kind of pop, opposed to being shadowed by the gold and the rubies.
Yeah, I really like the angles all over this watch. It's very strong.
It's cool.
Like the case has got that, so that sort of 4, 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and 1 and 11 o'clock. You've got the sort of the sharp angle coming down there, and then that's all the indices have the really sharp angles, and the sword hands are also very sharp. I mean, I wonder how it'll look under a loop, but it's just it's very prominent design, and I really like it.
I think they've done a great job of keeping it all into all in the same fashion and style that it was meant to be. And even glad they went with the matching date wheel. Thank God they went with the color match date wheel on that dial.
And yes, that it would be a shame if it was just like a plain white dial.
That would have stressed me out way too much.
And how cool is this? Because obviously Eco Drive is, you need light to get to the to the solar cell, so that it can. I'm explaining this terribly. I should do a better job at this. But so it looks like an aventurine dial, looks like stars, night sky, but the process there, how they make that dial, lets sunlight through to the photoelectric cells. That's cool. That's awesome.
I could be wrong, but I think that's going to produce a different kind of aventurine feeling as well. Like when you look at those kind of Seikos that have the solar cells in there, they get that purpley hue to them, that deep purple. If that's what this looks like, that could be a real winner, and something that we haven't really played with before.
No. Hey, this is cool. And these ones aren't limited edition, so these sort of black dials as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
these are ready to get. And yeah, on Starbucks, like you said, $800, pretty good. I think
mm,
what I like most about this is from one of the bigger companies we speak about. We talk a lot about innovation from the smaller micros, but this feels like innovation coming from somewhere a bit bigger and maybe a bit
yeah,
more, a bit more stable. They don't have to take giant risks, and it's cool they have taken a bit of a gamble on something different.
yeah. I think Citizen with their Series 8, which is obviously
Yeah,
more their mechanical stuff lately, fantastic. And then this as well with the E365, and I think that they're doing a great job.
they've had some cool stuff. They had those weird Pro Masters that had that funny case shape with the four kind of notches on the sides. They look like the old Digivices
Yeah.
from the original Digimon. I've thought about buying one of those just for the fact of owning one. I think
Yeah.
they're cool looking. It'd be cool to pull out. I think it would look great in the ocean as well.
I think that was in the 80s actually. They had that watch,
Yeah,
the
cool.
one that you're talking about, the with the big, it looks like a clam. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like a massive, yeah,
And you can pick
aqua.
them up so cheap. You can pick them up from like a Prouds and Angus and Coot on a sale for like $279 sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to be honest.
No.
Because if you get design like this from a different brand, it's probably going to cost you a lot.
Yeah, for sure. All
Yeah.
right, cool. I think we spoke about Citizen enough, so we
All right.
might move on to the next couple of watches.
Let's do it. So we've got two watches today from this brand. This is a brand that I don't think we've spoken much about in the podcast. And generally we sort of don't really get into these type of brands. So these brands we're talking about, so this brand we're talking about is the Baltany. So Baltany is a brand that's quite popular on AliExpress.
Yep.
It's a Chinese brand that does homages to mostly vintage watches or definitely older models that are not really current, and they've come out with a new chronograph that is just oozing in retro style.
Yeah.
Um, Arabics, the Miura S6S21 chronograph, which is not really common. You see a lot of VK65s or VK64s, but yeah, it's got the two sub registers and it's just pure vintage goodness. The main color that we're looking at is the dial color is it's like a tropical brown color, so it looks like it's been in the sun already. It's got that UV, it's got that patina already, but it's not photina. I don't know how to explain it. It's just
Yeah, they are gorgeous. That tropical brown is really nice. The strap with it too.
yeah,
But yeah, the use of the contrast between that brown and the cream colored loom, yeah, and the handset, gorgeous.
yeah,
I'm really enjoying the quartz chronograph space in the micros at the moment. I'm loving it, and I think every week we find something else that really does grab my attention. And I didn't, until you said this to me, I hadn't seen this either. And I'm not
yeah,
really a huge vintage person as such, but
yeah,
this really does grab my attention. I love the big crown.
yeah,
Crown is really cool on this.
yeah, definitely. Well, it's got the notches on there, so your hands
Yeah.
aren't going to slip. But yeah, it's just vintage vibes all around. I mean, even if you look at the black dial as well, with the bezel, it's like a serrated bezel. It's rotating. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
rotating. Yeah, cool. I don't exactly know what the function of a rotating bezel in this style chronograph is, but I'm sure there is a function. But it's a fluted,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a fluted bezel that rotates. The syringe hands with like a diamond second hand. Like everything in here is such vintage styling. I'm not sure exactly what watch this is homaging because generally you can tell with Baltany's quite easily. It's normally like a Dirty Dozen, where it's
Yeah.
like the World War watches or other field watches and other retro style watches. But yeah, this is not really, it's not coming to me
It
immediately.
does. It feels a bit mil spec, a bit piloty. It might just be
Mm.
a bit of a here's our attempt at something a bit
Mm.
a combination of a few things. But I think the biggest thing with this watch is the price, $149
Yep.
USD.
It's
Incredible.
madness. madness, like the
And you can get
value.
a $6 off coupon as I'm looking at the website at the moment.
There you
But at
go.
that price, maybe this is the overtime watch because you can get a customized case back, right?
Oh, yes, yes, there you go. I think not only that, you can get customized case back, you can get the custom dial, you can do a lot of cool things on the Baltany
Really
website.
cool.
I don't even, yeah, and I mean the price point is just insane, to be honest. To me, I don't really understand how the margin works, but the not only, we talked about the what movement's got and all that, but the case diameter, which is just this is perfect for me. 39.8 case diameter. It's 46.6 lug to lug. It's only 11 mil thick. It will wear
Yeah,
very
great.
well on most people's wrists. It's got super luminova, yeah, sapphire crystal, AR coating.
I think
Ah,
this on
man,
a nice, like a glossy black NATO would look
yeah,
gorgeous. That's the black model, but even on like a beige or some sort of camo green would look amazing with this as well.
yeah, for sure,
But
for sure. Yeah, and yeah, it's a great value watch, and so much so today we're like, let's do two. Let's
yeah,
do
I mean,
two
before we
Baltany
move on from
watches.
this one,
Yeah.
if you pick one of these up, I might have to do the same, and maybe do some sort of engraving on it. I
Uh,
like that.
yeah, that's cool. Maybe we should. We'll discuss this off air.
Definitely.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
let's move on to the next one. I already sort of introduced it, but yeah, look, it is another Baltany, and it is this we definitely know what it's homaging. It is called the Retro American 1921 Cockeyed Dial Automatic Watch S4046. So Baltany aren't very creative at naming their watches, but
It's a mouthful.
it is a homage to the Vacheron Constantin 1921 Historiques American watch. And you look at this watch and you immediately know what it's homaging, but at the same time, no one else has this kind of watch.
Yeah, I think the only time you ever see this is kind of when you're looking at high end YouTube videos
Mm.
where you kind of see a nice macro of the Vacheron. But yeah, don't. It might also be that this doesn't appeal to me. I think it's a nice watch itself, but it
Yep.
doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. This is not in my taste at
Yep.
all. But yeah, I guess the thing I do like about this is the dial is beautiful. The color is beautiful.
Yep.
I'm just not a huge fan of this style case. I think the dial layout the way it is would drive me mental. Even though it's got its purpose. For some reason, I don't know if it's just me being weird. I like the crown. I like the crown where it is. It's a bit quirky, a bit fun.
Mm.
Yeah, I like it. I think it is cool. It just does nothing for me.
Yeah, it's a very acquired taste, I would
Definitely.
say. The Vacheron and also this, it's not exactly a watch that people would be wearing all the time. It's the slant in the dial. I guess we'll explain it to the listeners. It's a case that's well, how would you call this? Like a square
Like a
sandwich case
cushion,
cushion. Yeah,
yeah. It's very bulbous. I don't know if it's the word.
it's a bulbous, cushiony square
Yeah,
case.
look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, with a dial that's rotated about 30 degrees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about that. Yep.
About that, about 30 degrees. So your 12 o'clock is roughly on 30, and your crown is also directly above the 12 o'clock, and it's
On
got
the corner of the square cushion.
that's right, on the corner of the square cushion. So not 30, it should be 15 degrees because maths. But anyway, is it?
It's
No,
9:15 at night. I'm not
whatever.
doing
Yeah.
maths. You could have said 180. I'd be like, you might be a little bit off, but we'll run with it.
22.5 degrees because there's a 45-degree angle and it's halfway. Yeah. Anyway, let's not do math right now. So
Yeah.
it's got a small running seconds hand. It does use a Seagull ST1701 automatic movement
Yep.
as well. So obviously Seagull movements you can get a lot of money for what movements are. They're very inexpensive movements. Like you say, it's not really my style as well, but if someone wants that unique, the sort of conversation starter, 99% of the population is not going to be able to afford a Vacheron Constantine or even wants to, go and get a Vacheron Constantine. This is a cool way to get a feel of that. And I don't even know, a fraction of the price. Not even.
Oh yeah, it'd be a very, very small fraction too. But I don't know, it's got its place. Like this paired with a nice jacket, or if you're going for a nice Sunday drive in a nice vintage car. I like to OCD tick my watches with my shoes and outfits sometimes. And for someone out there, this ticks a box. This would look good with a cool leather glove. For driving in the cold in a convertible or something.
Yeah,
definitely cool.
Yeah, so just comparing the pair, the Vacheron, the Constantine Historiques American 1921 is $30,400 US. This Baltany is $169 US. Obviously, you can't compare the two. The two completely different leagues. This is just a homage watch. However, I think it's a great way of trying something different.
It puts you in the style lane. It puts you in that spot where you could be wearing something similar. It's nothing like whatsoever. In terms of construction and history, horology, but it you definitely will get the wearing experience.
It's got the same everything that I basically described before the other Baltany, which is you've got your sapphire crystal, great dimensions, lug to lug short, AR coding, it just everything that you would expect out of this. It's not, all these homage watches are generally spec monsters. That's how they appeal to people, right? They're spec monsters.
Yeah, and I think comparing the two here, the handset on the Baltany I like more than the handset on the Vacheron. I think it's a lot more elegant. I think.
Sacrilege.
Yeah,
Sacrilege. What dial variant would you go for? The white dial or the salmon dial?
The salmon. The salmon I think is a lot stands out a lot more, and I think it just suits the strap a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I feel like even the numerals on the salmon work a lot more, which I don't know if that's just that coppery salmon color with some contrast with those numerals. But I feel like the numerals on the white just don't blend as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. The Breguet numerals really work with that sort of copper salmon dial. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, there's
all right. Well,
the homage watches out of the way, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to move on to something a little bit different. So this watch doesn't have a website that's easily usable as of yet, but we're going to look at Ocean to Orbit watches on Instagram. So ocean_to_orbit_watches. So this is a Swiss-made watch brand based out of Melbourne. This came to me via Instagram, got shared. Someone I follow shared it, and I thought that's actually a really nice looking watch. It's in the kind of field category, in my opinion. What do you think? Is it field? I don't know. It's kind of a bit Garter.
Yeah, it's I would say Garter, but it's looks like a field watch with I wouldn't say it's I would say it's like a Garter / field watch. It's 100-meter water resistant, and I think it's a screw down crown. It's hard to tell. As we said, we don't have a website to check the specs. We're really looking at it from the Instagram page.
Yeah, it's obviously there's going to be something to come out there. There's at this stage it's on its submit your
prototype sort of stage, is it?
Yeah, I think it'd be prototype stage possibly, but it's to submit your email to be advised when pre-order comes in. But basically it's going to be a 38.5 mil watch, which I think is probably a nice sweet spot looking at the case and looking at the pictures on Instagram of it wearing on the wrist. The photo of the NATO has really caught my attention. It looks really good on the NATO from the side angle there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like there's a couple of different nods here. It feels very Rolex Explorer, kind of cross date just-ish. I don't know. It's as weird as it is, I think it's actually quite cool. And it caught my attention. I really like it.
Yeah. And the it's got a couple of different elements. Yeah, I would probably say, Rolex Explorer definitely. I would probably say it's more of a Oyster Perpetual than
Yeah.
anything. Oyster Perpetual, but the handsets are its own. It's not really, following
Yep.
that. The handset and the dial layout sort of reminds me of, I guess, like a dive watch, I would
Yep.
say. Cool thing about this watch is also the bracelet as well.
Yeah.
It's looks, I mean, just from the renderings, it looks really high quality, and it's 20 mil down to 16 mil taper, and it comes back up to 17.8 at the clasp, which is perfect.
Yeah. Spot
In
on.
fact, I think the dimensions on this case and bracelet, probably the reason why I'm liking the design of the watch. It's very similar to my Astor Banks.
Oh, yeah, I could
Uh,
see that. Yeah.
it's
Yep.
this ignoring the dial. So if take the dial out, just the case and the bracelet, it's very similar. I would say the actual bracelet itself is probably, is that micro adjust or screwed on chrome?
I think
Hard to
it looks micro.
It does look like it's micro adjust there.
Yep.
Sorry, a micro adjust, or is it on the fly? Micro adjust. It's hard to tell. But yeah, it's cool. I can definitely see some promising signs here.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of those micros that's that little bit more refined and maybe that next step above some of the more basics.
Sure.
But I think what I like about this is quite a lot of like branding and labeling on here. Like you got the ocean to orbit on the underside of the clasp. You've got the labeling on the clasp itself, so that the logo. Plus, I've already forgotten how to say the word. Praka, do you remember how to say the name of the mountain in Nepal?
Uh, lo so yeah, the model name is Lotse.
Lotse. It says
Yeah.
Lotse on the clasp as well. The case back had big engraving of the logo. Your
Mm.
standard kind of the name, model, Swiss made, whatnot. And then
Mm.
even on the dial, there's still a lot there that says logo, there's name, there's model, there's your depths, but
Mm.
it's done quite tastefully. Like I kind of get a bit bugged when there's too much going on dials, and this isn't really bugging me.
Yeah. I can see what you mean. Even though there's a lot of text on the dial, it's done symmetrically enough that it's yeah, it's not distracting. However, I still feel like it's a lot of branding.
Oh, it is, yeah, it
I
is.
would probably toned it down on the dial, but that's just me. I like more minimalistic sort of branding, I guess. And I guess I like the model name. I think it's cool. And it nods to the fact that they actually had someone
Yep.
climb.
This isn't a myth or an ancient story that none of us were alive to,
Yeah.
to be there for. They've
Yeah.
got photos of the watch in 2022 on a woman's wrist who climbed the
Yeah.
fourth
That's
highest
it.
mountain in the world.
Yeah. It's yeah, Paul. So I think her name is Purnima, and she's a mountaineer, and yeah, she wore it on her climb up to the fourth highest mountain, Lhotse, and it's a prototype, and yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. It's not
Very cool to
just
have some recent history or
yeah,
recent event happen, and have it be on an Instagram page.
yeah, for sure.
But
What do you any idea on how much this is going to cost?
I've not seen anything about the cost.
Okay,
But
well,
I don't know. To have a guess, I think it's going to be more of the higher end in
yeah,
um, the micro space. But I'm going to keep my eye on it because I actually really like this.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the more I see it, the more I like it, and I'm guessing this will be somewhere around the sort of 2000
Yep.
Aussie dollars mark, just because there's a Swiss movement, Swiss made, all the parts look really good, at least from the renders, and the design is yeah purposeful. So
Yeah,
cool.
no, for sure. And what would be your pick? The black gilt or the blue?
I'll pick the blue.
But
Yep.
yeah, I'd go blue as well. I think the blue is really nice. There's a bit of
Yeah.
texture on that dial, there's a bit of grading in the sun, and the different
Yes.
lights by the looks of it. And I
Yeah.
think it's a bit of a nod to that summit out in the ice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like very glacial looking as
Yeah,
well.
no,
Mm,
very cool.
cool. All
Perfect. All
right.
right. Well, I'll let you introduce our last watch that I'm very excited
Last
for.
one. All right. Well, we thought we'll finish off with a banger, and also a bit of a clickbait title. We had this in the title, and then we thought we'll wait till the end. So one of our favorite microbrands, Christopher Ward, has released a new watch, I think today or even yesterday. So it's quite new. It's the C1 Moonphase and I think it's the Adventuring dial.
This
Yeah.
hits. It hits everything.
Yeah.
I think it's stunning.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I mean, I'm looking at renders now. I haven't seen sort of real life photos in it, but yeah, I mean, it is adventuring. I don't know what else to say, but it's an adventuring dial in a dress watch. And I'm going to say something a bit controversial here. Sorry, Zelos, fanboys or the listeners
Yeah.
who love Zelos. Is I think adventuring and dials like this, sort of really gorgeous textures and colors, work really well on dress pieces more than
Yep.
dive watches.
Oh, 100%. And
Yeah.
Zilos, I think, most people would agree, I think. I think
Yeah.
it's just that the market is there for dive watch and
Yep.
you throw a cool dial in it. Looking at the close-ups of the renders here, this Aventurine does not feel like Aventurine. It feels like art. Like it's
Mm.
not like you look at the colors of the stars. This looks like a photo from space, like a high res picture on a telescope. It's just been whacked in the dial. The different colors, there's different blues, there's different blacks. It really looks like space. It's not black dots thrown among some depthy black. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite part of it is it is not just adventuring in the middle with a dive chat ring like we're looking at. It is adventuring all the way from the center to the outside of the case, and it is stunning. And I think the play with the light in the crystal is going to be something else with this watch.
Well, I'm really liking the fact that Christopher Ward are, having new releases and, bringing out some very cool stuff. I definitely like this over their last release, I guess, which was the 12, but they had like a monochrome version. It's called the 12 Halo, I think. Yeah, I definitely didn't feel that. But this is cool. I'm liking this.
Yeah, and we speak about Christopher Ward quite a lot, and it feels like it's just hit after hit. And this is just, I don't know, it feels like they kind of look at what's happening in the scene, and you can't blame them for it. I think even Peter Sargent said the same. Like the way they do things is great, and it feels like Aventurine has been tested out in the waters now, and we know where it sits. We know it's popular. Here's our take on Aventurine, and that's the same with the integrated sports watch they've done. We've seen a huge surge in GMT watches as of late as well.
Yeah.
Especially with the Seiko movements being thrown out a couple of last year, I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in terms of this style watch, like I'm not a dress watch person, but I would wear the heck out of this.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm looking at some like a photo in some sunlight outside, some like a real life photo. I'm gonna send that to you right now so you can have a look at it. Obviously we know that renders always look fantastic and high res photos, or even if it's not rendered. And to be honest, I'm looking at this sort of real life shot, and it still looks pretty good. And it looks like a sort of a photo taken from a phone, and it still has that sparkle and a pop. And
that's what you look for in it, right? That's what you want in the Aventurine.
You're very right about Christopher Ward, and what Peter said a couple of episodes ago. They've made it now. They're big, and now is time to sell. Now it's time to not.
They're doing what they want. That's
Exactly.
the thing. They're doing what they want, and whether that frustrates people that they're playing into certain trends and styles, that's your problem.
Yes.
They're producing cool stuff.
Yep.
I think that the negatives, I mean, the positives definitely outweigh the negatives in the forums, the communities. I think it's pretty rare that you hear anything apart from maybe the price creep a little bit as a negative from Christopher Ward. But people are going to hate this watch just because of the price.
I think so. Yeah.
Look at it, like you said, in the photos in the sunlight. We know what Christopher Ward quality is like. You know firsthand what it's like.
Yeah.
This is going to sell. It's going to sell out. It's going to be a hit, and it's going to be worth a lot more in the secondhand market, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. And we talked about, just sort of touching back on the fact that Christopher Ward's made it. So I was on a flight back for work and was watching the TV, and they had a couple of live channels on, and so there was a sports channel, can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Sport 24 or something on the plane. So I was like, oh, yep, watch a bit of live sport. And there was an ad, for Christopher Ward
Awesome.
on my Emirates flight, and I was just like, what? Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, they've really made it. Like, they're on TV, they're running
Yeah.
ads on TV, and it's on a plane. Like, yeah, it
They
was,
deserve it. They've come a long way. Like when you think of the
yeah,
logo change and where they were, go back, 5-6 years to where they are now in terms of just the lineup.
yeah,
Um, yeah, they definitely deserve it. I mean, the only thing I'm not a fan of here. It's not
mm,
the watch itself. It is in the Moonphase part of the website.
mm.
It says it's a two luminous 3D moons. Give me the photo with the moon lit up.
Yes,
That's what I
yeah.
want to see. I want to see, what does the glow look like? Have they gone with a white glow to suit? Because I think a green or a blue would really ruin this watch. So I'm assuming
it's a white glow.
it is
If you
white. Oh, thank God.
look at the middle photo,
Oh,
uh,
there is one.
and you see, scroll down a bit, you'll see like a middle photo.
Oh, is this kind of the close up of
Yeah,
it?
close up. There's a,
Ah, see, I want a pitch black. I
I
don't
know.
even want to see the Aventurine. I want to see just that glow. But that's all good. We'll see it on pictures
I'm
eventually.
sure we will. Obviously, you know, we talked about the price creep, and we have to mention the price. It's not cheap. It's definitely above our, affordable price range that we always talk about. So it's 3,275 Aussie dollars. Yep.
On bracelet though, look at it. It's so nice.
It's obviously even more on the bracelets,
Oh,
3,475, and it's featuring their new consort bracelet, which I think is perfect for a watch like this.
yeah,
The whole reason of, I guess, that bracelet is more a dressy bracelet with
high polish.
high
Yeah,
polish, blingy butterfly clasp. As much as I think it bugged a lot of people, and to be honest, even me as well, when I saw the C63 Sealander dive watch with it, I'm like,
yep,
nah, that dive watch needs a dive clasp, not a
yep.
butterfly clasp and a shiny bracelet like this. But for this watch, it is perfect.
I think the bigger picture is that you look, what they're doing with the Bel Canto
Yes.
and this. There is way bigger things happening in
Mm.
Christopher Ward's wheelhouse at the moment that we know about. Like, we wouldn't have predicted this,
No.
coming out. You might have predicted the venture into to some level from Christopher Ward, but this, kind of hit. Is beyond my imagination of what I thought they would come out with. The same as Bel Canto, when that dropped, I was, just like, this doesn't feel like Christopher
Mm.
Ward. Because
No.
and like, look at the price, 3,475 on a bracelet. That's AUD.
Yeah.
What else are you getting at that point, at that price point, brand new? You're looking at quartz tags for that price. Like,
Yeah,
well,
you're
there
right.
is no comparison there. Like, and there is so many, do your thing and all, but tag fanboys love their
Yeah.
quartz F1s.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But if I had $4,000 to spend on something, or I
Yeah.
had to spend $4,000 on something right now, and you gave
Yeah.
me one of those green, orange, or yellow F1s that came out, or this,
Yeah.
there is no comparison.
Yeah. No, you're right. And it is very it's unique. It's yeah, yeah. The whole thing about tag, I was like, no, I won't go into it too much. But but I completely understand what you're saying. I think as enthusiasts, especially enthusiasts in this sort of price range, we like to get best value for money. And I'm like that as well. I want to be able to get
Yeah.
my most out of my money. And sometimes when you see a watch like this, you don't really see it initially. Well, what is my $3,000, $4,000 going to this
Yeah.
watch? But then you look into it at the details. You look at the dial. You look at the movement itself. The movement, it's their own modular movement. Yeah. So
That's it.
they built
Everything's inside.
exactly. So it's their own. It's a JJ04 movement. So all that Moonphase stuff stem. I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's based on a Solita caliber, but then they've modified it. They've added, the modular parts to it to make it their own movement, which I think so many watch brands do anyway. Yeah, I think it's just it's awesome. I'm really feeling this. I'm not, like I said before, I wasn't feeling the 12 rose gold
Yep.
black dial halo that felt a bit out of the just didn't feel right. But this feels great.
Yeah, and like when you compare, like you're trying comparing it to Quartz tags, there you kind of go up and think, what is the next kind of dress inspired piece? You
Mm,
kind of look at those Carrera fives, like they're like entry now. Carrera fives like 4,700 kind of dollar mark, and then when you think what's next from there, Tudor Royale kind of is in this lane as well, that dressy,
mm,
sporty, and then you're looking at upwards of five and a half grand. Um,
yeah.
like in my opinion, this is probably the top of the microbrand sphere at the moment in terms of like a dress,
Mm,
a dress conversation starter
yeah.
piece. It's
For,
incredible.
for sure.
I have to add a Christopher Ward, man. I have to. Like, I think that's. I keep like, kind of thinking like
What's
I'm getting
next?
close to feeling really good with my collection at the moment, and but I
Yeah.
think Christopher Ward has to be one that I've adding because I really like what they do. But
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I've played with yours before
Yeah.
and love it. I
Yeah.
think it's great. It's just like there's so much option there. I wouldn't know where I want to begin.
And that's I guess the good thing and the bad thing about Christopher Ward is that
100%.
they have a lot of different models, and mostly they're all about their um dive watches. Well, until lately, where they've really taken it up a notch.
That 37 mil mulberry red, that still really got my attention that we spoke about a few weeks ago. I really like that
The
watch.
Sealander, yes,
But I think if I go that way, I'm getting way too much pink and purple in the collection at that point.
you do, yeah. But the Sealander, there's the Dragonfly blue. You could
Yes.
just go the standard the black dials or the white dials. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong.
Even I think your exact Christopher Ward popped up not long ago for sale over here in Perth,
Yeah,
and I did think about flicking a message to that gentleman and seeing
yeah,
because I do like that watch. But even just as a bit of an entry level Christopher Ward, buy one second hand, have a play with it. If it ends up
yes,
becoming a brand new purchase down the line, then that's what it is.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So, for those who would like to purchase one of these, again, it, I think you can go and buy it right now. I'm not sure exactly if you can buy it off their website. You can. You
You
can.
can,
It
yeah,
is
yep,
in stock. It's not pre-order or anything like that. And that's the cool thing about Christopher Ward as well. They've got I guess the equity now. They don't
yep.
have to, it's not like you are the micros. Yeah. I think there comes to a point where we there will be a point where we won't call Christopher Ward a microbrand anymore. It'll be an
Well, if they're
independent, I
running ads
guess.
on TV on Emirates flights, then I think we're getting pretty close. It's an
Yeah.
independent Swiss brand at that point.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. No, I'm really enjoying this, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this in person. You never know, someone from Red Bar might pick one up. There are
Yeah,
a couple of
yep,
Christopher Ward aficionados there for sure.
yeah. There's some adventurine people in the red bar too.
Yes, yeah. All right. Okay, well, that comes to the end of all of our new release watches that we wanted to discuss today. Let us know what you think. As always, hit us up on Instagram, flick us an email if you want, DM us on Instagram, probably the best place to find us, have a chat. We'd love to hear what you reckon. Yep, I guess now let's get on with the something interesting part of our
Yeah,
podcast.
I might jump in first because I want to stick
Do
in the
it.
same lane with Christopher Ward again.
Okay.
So we'll talk about Christopher Ward again. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was maybe last week actually. DadWatch on Instagram, we spoke about him before. He's a very nice gentleman from America. I
Yes.
chats with him regularly. He's big in the watch modding scene. So I guess first of all, shout out to DadWatch. On our Homage Watches episode, we kind of mentioned him and modding to Homage. He's not as such a Homage modder. He does some very unique, very cool, playful stuff. I think he
Yep.
embodies what the modding space started off as. Maybe not is these days, but he definitely embodies that
For sure.
whole idea. And he was, I don't want to say lucky enough because I feel like he's obviously worked very hard to get where he is with this collaboration, but he has the opportunity to, he had the opportunity and has taken the opportunity to design and work with Christopher Ward on the Bel Canto to do a guilloche pattern dial, which I think is crazy.
Wow.
What a collab, hey?
Yeah.
The Bel Canto was obviously the talk of the watch community for some time now. I mean, chiming mechanisms, pretty big deal when you think, Omega released one last year as well. That was some phenomenal amount of money.
Yep.
Christopher Ward entering the race was huge. And no, I guess, first of all, congrats to him on the collaboration as well.
For sure.
But I think, this is gorgeous. And if you go on his Instagram, there's a lot of blues, a lot of aqua-y kind of tones in his modding.
Yeah, and it's a lot of unique sort of dial texture to it too.
Yeah. And this is his kind of influence in the space. And I think it's something extremely interesting. What are your thoughts on the design that he's come up with Christopher Ward?
Oh, look, I mean, the Bel Canto is unique as it is already. Yep. I think it adds another layer of how do you say it? It just adds another layer of coolness, if yeah, but maybe I'm explaining it properly. It adds another layer of like uniqueness to the dial.
It's a complexity in the dial that, like you said, is cool though. Like there's so much going on here, but it works.
Yeah, for sure. You're exactly right. I mean, the Bel Canto in itself is a very like busy dial. Yet, yeah, and it's probably not for everyone to have that. Is it guilloche or is it laser engraved or is it stamped? Do we know what it
I think
is?
on the original post, I'm just going to pull it up. Yeah, so DadWatch said, "I'm excited to reveal a bespoke guilloche pattern Bel Canto." So yeah, maybe it is
engraved. Yeah,
maybe it is. Maybe we'll clarify and update next week.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, look, either way, it's very cool. Guilloche dials are very expensive because it's a long, arduous process. So I don't expect it to be real guilloche, but it's still super cool. And I like the fact that Christopher Ward has collabs with different different people and different things. I mean, obviously to a lesser extent, we had a Red Bar collaboration with Christopher Ward, which was pick your own sort of colors and unique engraving at the back and stuff, which is I guess the basic customization, but this is another level.
Yeah, no, this is huge well done to DadWatch. And I guess extend the arm here if you want to come on and chat about this watch and the experience. I think we both really enjoy that.
For sure. Good. Well, I like it. I like you just adding that in there. Well done.
I chat to him on the reg, so I'm sure we'll hear an update once he has a listen. And go give him a follow. He also has his own podcast as well.
Awesome. Cool. Fantastic.
What have you got for us this week to close out the episode?
Okay, mine's a little bit on the strange side. So
I like it.
As you do, you're scrolling through different watch pages on Instagram. I came across this page. It's called Time Vest Investment Watches. And I was a little bit confused when I first saw it, and exactly what the page does or what it is. So Time Vest is a small business where they offer the best investment timepieces, explore our options, and unlock the value of time. Okay, now, firstly, I don't want to mock someone who has, gone out of the way to go and start their own business. So props to you. However, a watch is not an investment. Let me tell you that right now. Do not, especially, the affordable range or whatever, please, if you want to invest money to grow, don't put it into watches or cars or anything like that. Yes, you have some watches that pick up value, but your ROI, your return of investment is, again, this is not financial advice. I should say that. I don't think your ROI is going to be anything that great when you're trying to, put money into watches. Maybe if you had a watch from, vintage watch from years and years ago, and you've had it all these years, and it's gonna, just like when you see Antiques Roadshow or whatever, and someone comes on with this vintage Rolex or vintage something, goes, oh yeah, my granddad bought this for £100, and I was
it's like, $500,000 now.
Exactly. So it doesn't work. That's very rare. And so basically the whole premise of this business is that they sell watches, or they buy watches to sell watches to people that they believe is gonna give you a return on investment. And I'm just very confused, because the first watch is a PRX. And let me tell you something. The PRX does not hold value. In fact, you buy a Tissot, you almost lose money as soon as you leave the store.
100%.
Actually, probably just like most watches you buy at retail. So, like there are some brands that you just don't buy retail, like Seiko. Don't pay retail because the retail is always higher. Even Citizen. Oris, even Oris at retail.
Start by an Oris, you get some cracking deals over there.
Exactly. I was very confused when I saw that being marketed as a investment piece. And there's also Casio.
I'll add to your confusion
well.
here as well. That Casio, in his description says, we do not recommend purchasing this watch as an investment, but rather we recommend purchasing it for class. Look, like you said, with not knocking anyone. Like he looks like a young kid. Go and get your bag if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But maybe seek out some advice and
I think so.
Understand the market. And I don't know if he's ever tried to sell something on Marketplace, but it's a bit of a
it's not easy.
It's a hard sell. You get lowball at the drop of a hat. I think you never get what you're asking for on Marketplace. I think
for sure.
The only ones I've ever sold for retail were the 3 Zilos I've moved on here in Perth, and I think they were all for retail, what I got from. Apart from that, the tags I've sold over time, the Rado I sold. It's all huge amount of drops, and those tags of Rado, I think the Carrera 5 I have is 4.5, maybe 4,200. It's a long way up if you're trying to get to those kind of pieces that are going to make money.
I mean, there are a lot of watch consignment pages and people that sort of get into this to try and do that, buy and sell watches, and that's all fine, but marketing it as investment watches is I wouldn't do that. So sorry, mate, maybe you should just do buying and selling. That might, doing that, it's probably going to be better than selling it as an investment watch.
He might have a plug to get PRXs real cheap. He might have something going on there, but who knows? But that's interesting.
Anyway,
how did you stumble upon this? Just searching, just found it pop up.
I did not search. I think I followed someone else, and then how it pops up with like, would you like these people, you should follow these people too. And I was a bit confused when I saw that, if I'm being honest. But anyway, it's like as I said, interesting. But anyway, power to you, mate, and hope you do get your ROI. But
he's done something right here, because now I'm going to go watch his video. It is pinned post, and he's got something on his saved stories as well. So
cool.
He's got following for someone else that I follow as well.
Okay, then maybe this platform, our podcast, will give him some more listeners, and then some more followers, and then maybe he will be able to get some investment timepieces.
If anyone wants a PRX on the leather, he's got one.
Sorry.
All right.
Anyway, let's wrap up the episode before we get more silly. Look, great to record again. It's been a while, so
man. No, it's been good. I've missed this, and looking forward to getting back on the regular. And stay tuned for next couple of eps. We've got some guests lined up.
We sure do. All right, well, there's nothing else. We'll leave you to it.
Perfect. Thanks, mate. Take care.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining us on Overtime the podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
You can find us on our Instagrams at Overtime the podcast, at Kinda Average Watches, and at Horology Capture.
We appreciate your support and value your feedback. If you have any questions, suggestions, or topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, please hit us up. We would love to hear from you.
Until next time.